Yo, what's going on? What's happening? Yo, bear with me. I'm going somewhere with this. Just hear me out. As an older man such as myself, the only thing at my age right now that I focus on a daily basis is my feet being clean. Because if your feet are dirty, that means your AWS is dirty. Me smelling good and me satisfying my old lady. That's it. For the remainder of my life, yeah, true indeed, I'm taking care of my children and all my responsibilities. Facts. But the remainder of my life, my main goal and my main focal point is to make sure my feet are clean. Because there's nothing like a man, a grown-ass man, having busted toes, making sure my feet clean, and making sure my private parts are clean, and that I'm able to satisfy my old lady. That is it. But in this day and time, what we as grown men have to do is sometimes step out of our own selfishness and deal with matters that matter to us as a community. And I'm not the one to gossip. I'm not the one to spill the tea. That's not me. But this thing with grown black men groping other men, touching other men, their sexuality, them touching little kids, sex trafficking, and all of that has to stop. I mean, the conscious community just took a couple of L's throughout these past years. You know, people such as Dr. Malachi York, Nature Boy, and Polite are doing time as we speak. In the entertainment industry, I mean, you got R. Kelly that's doing time, and it should be more of them. And people act as though that these black men that are doing what they doing is something new, or it's just, you know, it's just them. No. This has been going on in the black community for a long time. I know personally family members, female family members of mine that have said that they've been touched at a young age by other so-called family members. So you can't say this is a ritual thing. Well, at times you can, for dealing with the entertainment industry, but then other times this is just pure pervertness. It's not nothing pure about being perverted, but this is just what it is. It's people. They are black men that are just nasty. That plain and simple. And they shouldn't be celebrated. They should be ostracized out of the community. And if you know something, say something. But there have been times that people have said something in our community. And rumors and gossip have been circling around our community, the black community that is. And jokes have been made and things have been taken lightly. Which bothers me. You see, it doesn't become, we don't take things serious until the non-blacks get involved. There's no justice served in our community from touching our children, for touching our children. Emasculating young black men until the non-blacks get involved into it. And this is another case of that. We already knew that P. Diddy is and always will be whatever the word around the streets have been said about him. Now all of a sudden, there are cases being brought up. Now all of a sudden, Homeland Security has raided his New York home, Miami home, and Los Angeles home. Now we found out that in Los Angeles, he has an underground tunnel leading to a grotto. And if you don't know what a grotto is, it's a how can I put it? It's a cave, not a real cave, but a man-made cave, an underwater grotto. We've been known about his parties. We've heard the whistleblowers, but yet and still we just make a mockery and a joke of the situation. As he continues to terrorize our community. You see, it's no problem. This is real talk. There's no problem when it comes to men terrorizing our community. It's only when black men, that is, it's only when black men do something outside of the community to the non-blacks is when you get your ass kicked for it. You get your ass whipped for it. That's a better term to use. So somewhere down the line, and I know you've heard this 1,000 times before, somewhere down the line, P. Diddy pissed somebody the fuck off. Did something that was out of order. And now, hell is coming down on him. And I truly believe Jay-Z and Beyonce is next. And I mean, T.I. and his wife is you know, they've been charged with a couple of things too. See, at this point, I don't understand why people want to be famous. At this point, if you want to be famous, if you want to go to the parties, if you want to go to the Grammys, win a Grammy or win an Emmy and all the rest of that shit, and you know what comes with it, then you just as fucked up in the head as those people are. Excuse me. It comes a time that you have to say to yourself, how far are you willing to go? You see, right now, I'm willing to go as far as sitting in this car, talking to you all, uploading a video, going home, and chilling with my family. That's as far as I want to go with this shit. That's my word. I don't want to be a YouTuber, a famous YouTuber. I don't want to get the plaque. You know how they got those plaques, the 10,000, what is it, 100,000, when you get 100,000 subscribers, and then after that you get 1 million subscribers. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of it. You know what's so, let me tell you some deep shit, yo. I looked on the computer screen as I was leaving, right? I'm making it relevant. Hear me out. I looked on the computer screen, as I was leaving out of the house, and I asked my son, yo, what are you drawing? Because he got the pad, the whole pad thing where, you could draw on the computer screen, all of that, right? So I'm like, yo, what are you drawing or whatever, right? Because I couldn't quite, sketch it out because I was looking at a distance, from a distance at the computer screen. So I got up on it, and he was like, yo, I'm drawing you. I'm famous. That's all I need. Some of you motherfuckers want approval from the outside world that have children, and your children don't even respect you or honor you. That young man was drawing me, and he had a third eye in the middle of my fucking head. You know how much shit that meant to me? I don't give a fuck about anybody else's approval. And why should you? If that's what you're looking for. Every time I leave out of the house, it's bye, Baba, bye, Baba, bye, Baba. Every time I'm coming to the house, when I pull up in the driveway, I see little children opening up the window. Oh shit, Baba's here. What more do you want? And if you don't have children, you don't have a woman, You don't have a woman that worships you? You don't have a man, if you're a woman, that worships you? What more do you need? What more love do you need? What more of approval do you need? Is the question. From strangers? From people that don't give a fuck about you? I read your comments. And some of you all be bashing me like, oh, look at you, da-da-da-da-da, big nose, da-da-da. But somebody loves me. Don't you understand that? When somebody loves you, woo, your opinions don't matter. Your opinions don't matter. You could talk about me as much as you want, but I got somebody that takes care of me inside the bed and out of it. How about that? And that's real talk. It's a shame what's going on in our community. Sex trafficking, children missing. And all we doing is saying, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Listen to Cat Williams. Yeah, he right about that. Listen to Jaguar right. Yeah, she's right about that. Ain't nobody doing nothing about it, though. Everybody just gossiping, talking, talk. That's it. Even I'm talking. But what can you do? When you have a race of people, excuse me, let me say it like this. When you have a race of men that say that they're men, but they don't even protect the children and the women. How about that? How about that? Let somebody touch my child or someone that I love. See what'll happen. But it has to be, the love has to be extended. And we have to say as a community, let someone touch one of our children and one of our loved ones and see what'll happen. Because it shouldn't be where people such as P. Diddy and the likes are able to do whatever they want to do in our community. That justice should have been served a long time ago. And it shouldn't have came from the non-blacks. Straight up. Everybody knows. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody knows, but we'll say for the sake of the conversation, we all agree to, that P. Diddy has something to do with Biggie Smalls, as well as Tupac. But that's just talk. That's it. Ain't nobody. People still going out buying albums. Look at Bad Boy. Every fucking artist. You can't even mention the motherfuckers anymore. They gone. Loon, this motherfucker, I think he's seen so much, he just said, fuck it, I'm going to take my shahada. I'm going to be a Muslim. Craig Mack dead. Mace, he abandoned ship a long time ago. And he avoided all of the bullshit. The list goes on to people. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But then again, it's not. Because this is the day and time that we're living in. Where all will be revealed. And that's a fact. And nobody's going to get away with anything. All will be revealed. And it's a shame what's going on allegedly in these, as far as dealing with these rituals and shit. It's a shame. And I just think that I truly believe that our kids are being sacrificed more than any other children. Any other ones. And it bothers me. It bothers me. And if I just have, enough power to the point where, All I could do is just put a video out to influence others to come together so we could protect our children, and that's what I do. But I don't have the power, enough to move mountains. I don't. I just don't. And I'm not the type of person, I'm not a religious person, so I'm not going to leave it in the hands of God. I'm just not. And I'm not trying to be funny, but the truth is, that's all we've done. It gets to the point where, let's just say this. I'm not going to disrespect your God if you're a Christian or a Muslim or whatever deity you serve or believe in. I'm not going to disrespect your God today. I'm just going to say this. When does it get to the point where you take responsibility and God can see that you're taking responsibility and you're doing what you need to do? And that's a service. That's a job that I think God has appointed you to do. You are your brothers and sisters' keeper. And that's real talk. But you know what? And now the so-called disrespect comes in. But you know what? You know what Christians are doing on Friday? They call it Good Friday. How do you call it Good Friday when it's in commemoration of your God being crucified on the cross? How can your God die? How can mortal man kill your God? And then the third day, he rose from the dead. How can God die and resurrect? God is all-knowing, omnipotent. How can he die? And why would you, if he did die, and this is true, why would you call the day that your God died, which was on a Friday, a Good Friday? Wouldn't you say a bad Friday? Why would you call it Good Friday? If someone killed my loved one on a Tuesday, I wouldn't call it in commemoration of his death or her death every Tuesday a Good Tuesday. I wouldn't. When do we take responsibility for these lost souls? That have been taken. From us by people such as P. Diddy, Dwight York, Polite, Nature Boy, and the list goes on. They said Weinstein had an island. Whatever his name was, it don't matter. The non-black that was touching little kids and women and all of that and men inappropriately. They said he was doing his deeds on an island. They got a damn list on of people, celebrities that went to his island. And Jay-Z and Beyonce name, if I'm not mistaken, was on it. But these people not being investigated. Ain't no way in the hell I want to be a celebrity. No way I would want to dance with the devils. Because ain't no one devil. It's plural. Devils. No way. I'd rather, seriously, this is my word, I'd rather dance with the poor folks. I'd rather dance with them. And I know what you're going to say. Y'all going to be smart. You're going to be sarcastic. Well, if you dance with them, you might get shot, robbed, and this. I'll take my chances. I know they not going to put me on a mantle and sacrifice me, though. I know I ain't going to have to drink no blood and none of that dumb shit that be going on in Hollywood. It's crazy, man. But then again, it's not. All will be revealed. And you're gonna get what's rightfully what you rightfully deserve. Black or non-black. Straight up. Straight up. You know? And this shit is just, it's wicked. It's wicked. It's wicked, man. It's wicked. And I know this is off the subject, but it's wicked what the slave master did to us during slavery. This is the same type of shit that we're doing to one another nowadays. Bucking a slave, touching little children, all that shit he used to do. You want to know why? You know, like for those that slavery wasn't too long ago. I just want to let y'all know. But for those that kind of like not survive slavery, because you had to be over 100 years old or whatever have you, but you know what I'm saying, at the time they do have slave memoirs and shit. Like, you know, they recorded people that were living during slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when they were just now coming out of slavery or whatever, and they had stories. These people were embarrassed. You notice that, seriously, you notice that the narrative of slavery is always being told by the slave master. Let's hear what the slaves had to say. Excuse me, we were never Slavics. Let's hear what the black people had to say. And if you listen to what the black people had to say, most of them were too embarrassed, too ashamed. But it was a lot of crazy shit going on. Men that were forced to have sex with their own mom, their own mother. They would put a sackcloth over the man's head and force him to have sexual intercourse with his mom. Come on, man. We gotta tighten up. Gotta tighten up. Because there's one thing. Let me get back on the P. Diddy thing, you know what I'm saying, and all of these people. It's one thing for you to have consensual sex with the opposite sex or the same sex. But when you start talking about minors and sex trafficking, that's something different. Gotta tighten up. So this video wasn't no thing about gossiping. This video was about, you know what I'm saying, you live in a community, and in that community, yo, I see children every day, and I don't understand it. Every day they walk to that fucking bus stop 6 in the morning, and it's not 6 in the morning. I don't look at it being the morning. It's night. It's nighttime, and they can easily be taken just like that. I see children getting off the bus in the afternoon, and they get off the bus at certain hours, you know what I'm saying, throughout the course of the day. And when it's daylight savings time, they get off the bus 6 o'clock, you know what I'm saying, get home 6 o'clock, ain't nobody out there. Yo, we got to start protecting our children. This ain't the 90s anymore. You can't allow your children to go to the mall and be like, yo, I'll come back and pick you up at 5. Or when the mall closed. I remember that. I remember those days. We can't do that shit anymore. You got to always know where your children at. That's real talk. On the news, see, I could tell that nobody gives a fuck about the children. Because back in the 90s on the news, I saw this in New York as well as in North Carolina. They would say it every day, every night. Yo, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids at? Wu-Tang, the RZA said, it's 10 o'clock, ho, where the fuck your seeds at? That's where he got it from. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are at? We need to be more aware and conscious of what our children are doing, where our children are at, and all of that, man. Because our children are being attacked. That's real talk. And they deserve to live a regular life, man. And not be touched. Especially the little girls. What did they say? I think they said 3 out of 10 black women have been touched in that, when they were little. That's traumatizing. I heard this lady, I'm about to get off of this. I heard this lady say, what's scary, what scares us at night? She said men. And I thought about that shit. I was like, oh shit, she kind of right. When you go out at night, you worried about being terrorized by men, because men are the ones that's committing the crimes, sex trafficking, shooting and killing each other. And we're not talking about just in the black community. We're just talking about overall men in general. Like, men are some wicked ass motherfuckers. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm a man, but we wicked. We create wars, and I'm not gonna say we, like, them non-blacks are the worst. But just the gender and period males. We just want this power, and when we get power, we feel as though we can do any and everything that we want to. And that's the same type of mentality Dr. York had, Polite had, Nature Boy had, P. Diddy, and the likes. It's crazy. Take care of your woman and your children. That plain and simple. I'm out.